Hello everyone and welcome to my review of Mario Kart Tour. This game has been out for a month now and we have experienced exactly what two of these tours were. A whole bunch of interesting mobile Mario Kart action. We of course have to discuss new and old tracks, characters, items, games, modes, and yes, microtransactions. Did I just say games modes? I literally did one take of this recording where I said games modes and deleted it, and now I've done another take. I'm just not going to delete this one. It's games modes today. I don't know. But anyway, without further ado, let's get started. Now, during reviews, I often like to begin by talking about the character roster. So why not? Let's discuss exactly who you'd be racing with in this game. And oh boy, is there a lot of characters. And they add new ones with updates. Right now, there is a total of 40 characters, as they finally added Luigi and Waluigi in the most recent update. But there are a lot of other cool characters that I'm glad have been introduced, or have been in there, such as Funky Kong, King Boo, Dry Bones, Bowser Jr., Pauline, the Koopalings, and Dry Bowser. Now, I do think Mario Kart Tour is a little unabashed about how they have many weird characters in that high-end tier. Now, they don't feel quite as bad as Pink Gold Peach, for example, because the costumes these clones wear are kind of cool. We have characters like Kimono Peach, Musician Mario, and now Halloween Rosalina. So they fit the theme of each new tour that comes out, which I kind of dig. Now what I don't dig is how hard it is to get these characters. I've mentioned there's 40, which is an expansive roster, right? Well, if you're a free-to-play player like I am, good luck getting that many of them. I have 14, and I only have one high-end character, which would be Peachette, which that's the kind of clone I'm less okay with compared to, Kimono Peach, Musician Mario. And 9 of the characters I have are just commons. The commons start out with much less points than high ends, which could be the difference between you getting and not getting stars. But anyway, I'm overall happy with this character roster, and the idea that there will be even more characters in future updates, Funky Kong, that's pretty cool. So, I would give an A, but instead I'm going to give it a B+. Because, I should have Mario if it's Mario Kart, let's be honest here. Now we should discuss what is naturally the most important part in a game, gameplay. The main way you play Mario Kart Tour is by steering with your finger on your phone screen. It was a little weird for me at first, but you get used to it. There's a lot of gameplay depth in here, as you unlock tons of new cups in each tour. That's the good thing. The bad thing is that the tracks within will get a little bit tiring after a while. You play a lot of the same tracks, only in different forms, like they reverse it, or they add in some more ramps, or they do both. And these tracks have ended up in multiple tours as well. That's why I'm starting to see less people play Mario Kart Tour, I think. They're getting bored of it. I obviously can't be bored of it, because I'm a huge fan of Mario Kart, but you know what I mean. Now, there aren't a whole lot of new tracks to get excited about, but so far we've seen Tokyo Blur and New York Minute. Both pretty neat ideas that fit with the whole touring theme. And we should be getting future tracks that deal with real-life cities like that one in Paris. Of course, these next 2 weeks, it looks like the tour is dealing with Halloween, which is why the first track was Luigi's Mansion. After 1 month of cruelty, that man, Luigi, is finally in the game, along with Waluigi, of course. But anyway, the gameplay runs fairly smoothly. Sometimes not super smoothly on my phone, but I merely attribute that to my phone being kinda old. Now you have the illusion that it's online, but of course it isn't. You're merely playing against bots with real people's usernames. I watched a video that appeared to suggest that Nintendo did this on purpose because no one would pay real-life money to get boosts in a race against Luigi, Peach, and Daisy. Oh no, they want you to believe you're racing people, like this fella. This guy you want to beat. I do think it's kind of messed up that Nintendo would do such a thing, and I want actual online multiplayer, Now, apparently it'll come eventually, but let's hope sooner rather than later so we don't get the illusion we currently have. And let's also hope that the online multiplayer runs relatively smoothly. But anyway, the thing that makes Mario Kart Tour so interesting is that its gameplay depth isn't in its various modes, because there really isn't modes. No time trials, and obviously no battles and versus, since you can't even play versus other people yet. and the only purpose of a friends list is a leaderboard. So the depth comes from the various missions you perform to get rubies and stars, and the different challenges that this game presents you. You get one unique challenge at the end of each cup, which of course is reminiscent of mission mode from Mario Kart DS. This, I think, keeps the game from getting stale for me, as you would get sick of racing on the same tracks over and over if there wasn't that interesting end to each cup where you have to complete a challenge. And each tour gets more and more challenging as it goes along, which I think is quite cool. Now, the real depth in this game comes in the point system. You don't just want to get in first place. You want to have the best character, kart, and glider combo, and you want to do lots of cool things while you're racing. Now, of course, doing things like paying for the gold pass helps you out with points. But even for free-to-play people such as myself, it presents an interesting and sometimes sad challenge. Yeah, it really sucks being so close to 5 stars yet so far away. So anyway, the gameplay. It deludes you with real usernames. It took a little while to get used to the controls, at least for me. And there sure isn't a lot of game modes. And yet, stuff is addicting. Maybe I'm just really digging the idea of a mobile Mario Kart, and as a big Mario Kart fan, I feel like I really have to like the gameplay. But I do like some of the new twists this game adds. The point system, the challenge at the end of each cup, and the tons and tons of cups that come out at each tour. So I'm just going to have to give the gameplay an A-. And don't worry, I'll get into harsher grades in just a bit. So yeah, let's talk about music and sound effects in this game. A bit underwhelming for me. It's a whole lot of tracks that have come back with no cool musical remixes. Not that I was expecting many, but maybe one or two that was done up a bit would have been nice. The menu theme is pretty bland compared with themes of Mario Kart's past. I mean, I think of Mario Kart Wii, 8, hey, I even think about that opener to Super Circuit that is so underrated. The menu for Mario Kart Tour as compared to those guys, it's pretty bland stuff. Elevator music indeed. And while I dig the music to New York Minute, the music for Tokyo Blur, again, kinda sounds like elevator music. Sound effect wise, it's the typical stuff you'd expect from a Mario Kart game. Nothing too special. So the music and sound effects get a C. A passing grade, but I definitely feel like they could have done a bit better. I get that it's a mobile game, but again, Mario Kart Super Circuit to me had a superior soundtrack, and that game was on the frickin' GBA. So, let's dive into something a little more positive in this game, which would be the graphics. The graphics in this game are very reminiscent of Mario Kart 7, and although we have portable HD Mario Kart now with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, this is still pretty cool to have on the things known as cell phones. The graphics in Waluigi Pinball look particularly impressive in the trailer, and I mentioned I like the graphics in Tokyo Blur as well, but not the music. The graphics overall in this game are pretty bright and eye-catching, and I can see from the menu this week that the background in the menu has a spooky Halloween theme combined with cheering Shy Guys and Koopas on a bright track. That's a pretty interesting contrast between the dark and the light, to say the least. Now, I'm not saying the graphics are stunning or anything, and maybe there could be a bit more variety in it, but I'd still say it earns a solid B+. Oh, but now we must get into the overall presentation of this game. Yeah, it's time to talk about the gacha mechanics. And they have ways about being coy about it, Nintendo does. They offer plenty of packs to make you think you're getting a good deal. And honestly, those packs probably are a better deal than just buying rubies straight up, which go for as much as $70 US. Yikes. And I mentioned this in the good thing, bad thing video, but I've seen the YouTuber Dashi spend way too much money on this frickin' game because unfortunately, Nintendo sucks some people in. There's shyness everywhere around the shop with quotes like, you can get the gold pass and get the Donkey Kong pack, etc. Nintendo is being just like EA here, trying as hard as they can to reel you in. I thought they were above that. Now let's get into the non-microtransaction-y part of the overall presentation. It just feels a little bit dull. You have that one screen where all the tracks are, but you have to scroll around quite a bit to get to old tracks if you're far ahead in the tour. It's a nitpicky complaint, but a complaint nonetheless. Also, when you're on the character screen, you can clearly see rarer characters outlined in gold and high ends in sort of a diamond color, and you can see the gold badges that people have if they have the gold pass. Nintendo is just trying to get you to open the wallet. So, this microtransaction-y madness in the game's presentation gets a big fat F. I mean, that is what mobile games are really about, but still, I expected Nintendo to be a little better than this. I mean, drop rates for these characters out of the pipes, it's pathetic. So overall, if I were to rate this game, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It's a good game. Matter of fact, it's addicting. It adds so many good new things to the Mario Kart series. Challenges at the end of cups, various tasks to complete during each tour, even the point system. But the evil of microtransactions really creeps up, and as a free-to-player, it makes me really feel at a disadvantage that the 200cc homies are always ahead of me in the weekly rankings. Oh well, this is life, I guess. Mario Kart Tour did some innovative things that I'd honestly like to see in Mario Kart 9. But that's the thing, I want to see Mario Kart 9. This game is merely an appetizer before the main entree that is that game. Although, wasn't Mario Kart 8 Deluxe supposed to be an appetizer? Anyway, just get on that game, Nintendo. Mario Kart fans will be thankful. But what are your thoughts, overall thoughts I should say, on Mario Kart Tour? Let me know in the comments, and bye-bye.